Hi, I'm Avi Melman. Welcome to my voiceover podcast. This is a show where I bring in guests from the entertainment industry, and we talk about their experiences in voiceover and animation through interviews and general discussion. This is 1 part for the fans, 2 parts for the artist, and 6 parts for the aspiring voice actors out there. This is a chance for you guys to bring in questions for the voice actors and to get to learn a little bit more about the craft and the history of the people involved. Now, this is our first session, so we're still finding our voice. But I hope you enjoy it, and here we go. All right, we're here on the voiceover podcast. I'm Avi Melman, and with me is my guest for today, Steve Staley.
Hi there.
He is the star of many, many, many animated shows, including Naruto. He plays Neji in Naruto.
Good old Naruto. That's Naruto. Naruto, not Naruto.
Or however many hundreds of ways it's pronounced. And also Kadaj in Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, which was a spectacle for the eyes.
Was it not?
It was. I think that I had my own reunion after watching that.
Mother.
Yeah. Oh dear. She's in a box. So anyway, I just want to get started here with a few questions. First question on the list is, how did you get started in voiceover?
When I first got out of college, I moved up to Hollywood to start pursuing an acting career without really any thought about becoming a voiceover artist, but I was working at a company that Warner Brothers, a subsidiary of Warner Brothers, that was making CD-ROMs when CD-ROMs first started coming out for your computer. And CD-ROMs utilize a lot of voice talent, and so they asked me, knowing that I was an actor, to come in and read some things for them, or, you know, could you do this, or could you say this, and what about this, and I would just do it. And the more I did that, I thought, wow, I should look into voiceovers, even though I've heard that it's really, really hard to do, and it's difficult to break in, but why don't I check it out? And so I started checking it out, and the more I did that, the deeper I got into it.
That's pretty much how it usually goes. I mean, it's all about who you know in this industry. And, you know, it's great that to get in there and you get your big break and...
Right, and I mean, I pursued it. I certainly didn't, somebody didn't just come up to me and say, hey, have you thought about voiceover? Well, here's an animated series. I mean, I had to...
I think that
pursue
happens,
it the way anyone else would.
I think that kind of scenario happens a lot in the small scale, where your brother's producing something and they're like, you know, hey, I need a couple extra voices, and you were kind of funny at that party in New Year's Eve, so why don't you
come on over?
Yeah.
That's not how it happened in my case.
I think that's how Liz Taylor started.
And she's funny at funny on New Year's Eve. I guess as an 8-year-old.
She's funny all the time. So on to the next question. What training do you feel was most beneficial to your career?
I think it's more the cumulative study that I've done in voiceover specifically. You know, we're learning about creating characters and things like that. But at this point in my career, I think the cumulative study is what counts. I'm in acting class every week, which has nothing to do with voiceovers. It's acting class because I'm an actor and that's important. And I periodically take voiceover workshops to get perspective on characters, to find out what's working trend in voiceover and animation or in commercials as well. So I would say the cumulative study is the most important thing, like continuing to study, just never stopping studying, rather than one class or one teacher in particular.
Okay, cool. On to the next question. They always tell you that 85% of voiceover work is commercials. Would you say you do far more commercials than animation?
I audition for a lot more commercials than animation, but between dubbing and some original animation, I would say half and half. Believe it or not, to even get a radio commercial, the booking ratio is probably 50 to 65 auditions to get one radio commercial. And in animation, there's original animation that you book through your agent, and then there's other animation that you book because you know the people involved, and then it's a smaller pool. Now I audition for a lot of commercials, probably 5 or 6 every day, and so that helps that ratio pay off. But definitely there's more commercials out there than there is animation. I don't know anyone in animation who doesn't also do commercials. How's that?
There you go.
Everybody does commercials. Voiceover is voiceover. And when it doesn't take all day to work, you have plenty of time to do an animation record in the morning and then go do commercials. We should all be so lucky.
I just want to point out for the for editing later that Steve Staley teaches commercial voiceover at Kalmanson and Kalmanson, and actually you taught me.
Yes, Avi, you were one of my students in the animation class, and what a class it was.
Oh God,
chocolate fever.
Yeah, chocolate. You know, only half of us got out alive.
Oh my God.
Oh dear. Next question: are you a big fan of animation?
Now this is where I think to myself, do I answer honestly or do I answer politically? I'll create a mesh between the two. I am a fan of animation. I would not call myself a big fan of animation because as I've met people who I would consider big fans of animation, I realize that I'm only a fan. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense.
Recently, though, I've been into watching The Venture Brothers and a new show that I saw for the first time called Korgoth of Barbaria. Do you know that show?
Yeah, that's Adult Swim stuff.
I liked it. No comment. I liked it.
I've seen like one episode, and all I know is an axe through the head means you get good ratings.
Yeah, it seemed a little one-notish, but for the one I watched, that one note did me right. I only watched it once, too, but it was something new.
There you go.
And who doesn't love The Simpsons?
Yeah, The Simpsons. Although, funny, I find watching reruns of Futurama more entertaining at this point.
That's what I've been watching if I stay up late while I'm eating a bowl of cereal.
For those night owls out there, which bowl of cereal is your favorite?
Cocoa Pebbles.
Oh my God. Yes, Cocoa Pebbles. And we end our... So that's the end of the show. We've got product endorsement. I should call Post Cereal and say, we just mentioned Cocoa Pebbles in this show.
And then instead of, they'll sue your ass.
Yeah. I called for sponsorship and I'm in lawsuit. What happened?
Aren't you an attorney?
What?
No, okay.
No.
I didn't remember. A lot of people I know are attorneys and they become actors. I couldn't remember if you were one of those people.
No one in that mixing room outside of this booth, this cozy booth that we are in, provided by... No, I'm not going to say it. I don't think anyone studied law here.
All right, then.
Though I think they know people who have.
I'm not a lawyer. I just know someone who is. All right, then.
I watch shows about law. But that's about it. Don't give me that look. I see that look. They're looking. With their eyes. Which role have you played so far that you feel is your favorite?
Kadaj, actually. Even though that recording session drove me crazy, it was a hard record. But they were paying really good money, and I didn't mind so much them stretching it out, which is what was annoying about it.
How long did it... You talking about time-wise?
Oh my God, it took like sometimes 15, 20 minutes to do one line, which in dubbing is a long time.
Yeah.
Imagine, 20 minutes, literally, to do one line.
So how many sessions was that?
I don't know, 6 or 7, 4 hours, and it took a long time. But like I said, they were paying top dollar, so I was cool with it. And the way it came out, I'm the most proud of. Because, a lot of times dubbing is an example of wretched cardboard acting. For myself and others, I'm not casting anything here. But I liked Final Fantasy because it gave me a chance to kind of get into a character and really try something. Sometimes in dubbing, it's like line reading after cardboard line reading. After a while, it gets a little hard to read everything like this. But I understand. I mean, you're literally trying to get through 40 lines an hour, and it's about time and money and quickness. It's not always about the best possible performance. I hope nobody hears me say that. But it's the truth, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's because, with dubbing, you're also... You're limited by, you have to lip sync.
You're limited. There's a performance that's come before yours. You've got to make it fit into the mouth of the character.
When you get a gig for dubbing anime, do they normally not show you the original Japanese at all? Or
No, they show it. Oh, God, I don't know how much of this... producers of the original